invest in people and in places. And we need to do that in order to make sure that our young people have the schools, to have the success that allow them to get the jobs of the future. To make sure that we invest in our adults so that they can take care of their families. To make sure that we invest in our senior citizens so that they're allowed to age gracefully and to live in this community as long as they want to. And of course, you wrap all of that, which is why we're here tonight, in a bow of safety. Because if you don't have safe communities for our young people, for our seniors, for our families, well, then you have nothing. Well, I'm running because I've got a vision to move this ward forward. I think that we've all been touched by violence in our past. And we all have been touched by the lack of public safety and amenities and to build our communities. We're going to need better concern, and we're going to have to be stronger. So I'm running as a candidate that has been a fighter in this ward and that knows what accomplishment looks like. I've been a fighter in this ward. I fought against trash transfer stations when they wanted to put it in this community. At a time when this ward did not even have a grocery store, I fought against a private prison that they wanted to put right here in the ward. When they wanted to put negative things, including trash transfer stations and dumps, we fought against it. So support Eugene DeWitt Kinlow. I'm a fighter. We need a fighter in Ward 8. Thank you.
Good evening, church. Good evening. Good evening, church. Good evening. First, giving honor to God for waking me up this morning and for allowing me to be here today. To Reverend Austin for opening up this wonderful church to us. I am Sheila Bunn, and I stand before you asking for your support and your vote to be your new Ward 8 council member. I'm running because I love my ward and because I believe I'm the best qualified candidate to be your new voice on the DC Council. I'm a native Washingtonian, born right here and raised right here in Ward 8. I grew up in Congress Heights on MLK Avenue. I currently live in Bellevue, where I'm raising my 4-year-old daughter. I have been a Ward 8 community leader and government official for about 19 years. First as Chief of Staff to Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton, where I helped her to bring forth meaningful legislation like the DC TAG program. Then as Deputy Chief of Staff to Mayor Vincent C. Gray, where I helped to supervise the district's $10.6 billion budget and supervised over 32,000 district government employees. But that's not the experience that means the most to me. The experience that I witnessed firsthand was that of my father, the late James Bunn, who opened his business here in Ward 8 in 1970, and because of his desire to be a part of this community, opened several small businesses where he employed Ward 8 residents. In 3 years prior to his death, he started the Congress Heights Main Streets, and part of that program employs returning citizens, those young men and women who need a second chance. I stand before you because I want to fight on your behalf. I want to work with you to bring living wage jobs to our residents so that they have employer-paid benefits like health insurance and retirement security. Bring back vocational education so when our kids graduate from high school, if they choose not to go to college, they have a skill that they can provide for themselves. And most importantly, so our seniors, returning citizens, and our other residents can find affordable housing in the communities and neighborhoods that they love. Sheila Bunn, number 6 on the ballot. Thank you.
Good evening, praise the Lord. Marion C. Berry, number 8 on the ballot. I'm coming with a 5-point program, 5-point platform. You have 5 things that are needed in this community. First one being employment. Second one, education. Third one, healthcare. Fourth one, housing. The last one being justice. When I say justice, that also includes public safety, but not just public safety in terms of crime, but also public safety in terms of being able to have someone to turn to when you feel as though you've been wronged by the government or wronged by the police, or to give people legal access or the information they need to file certain papers or to be part of certain programs. Healthcare. You have plenty of health disparities in this ward, but we also have plenty of good programs that do work. We just need to find the funding, the way to tie all of them together, to work with the hospitals that are in this community, the government agencies, as well as the private institutions. Housing. We've got plenty of need for affordable housing in Ward 8, but at the same time, there's plenty of vacant housing. There's substandard housing, there's room for renovation. that we can take part in this community. Also, as you all know, I've had some bumps in my past, in my background, but I don't feel as though you can fix anything if you've never been broke. You know, I'm a convicted felon, ex-offender, if you want to call it that. But it takes someone who's walked that path to really understand how to get past all that. I'm not ashamed of my past, because I prayed, found a deeper spirituality, and I moved past all that. You know, most importantly is employment. You know, I was a small business owner. A good majority of my employees were convicted felons, and I've seen how giving a man the opportunity to change his life has turned things around. And lastly, we have education. We need to find ways and avenues to use the ex-offenders in the schools to work with the youth before they travel that path, so they can practice prevention, not just reacting to a problem, but being there to fix it before it becomes a problem. Murray C. Burry, number 8 on the ballot.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Vanderpool, and I am number 9 on the ballot. And I stand before you today as your hopefully newly elected leader for Ward 8 City Council. Can you all hear me?
No.
Okay. So basically, I'm running for Ward 8 because I believe the needs of Ward 8 are great and strong, and Ward 8 does need a leader who can take a holistic approach to leadership. At the age of 13, I was diagnosed with lupus, and I know a lot of you know what that is, connective tissue disease. It can destroy anything in your body at any particular time. So at the age of 13, I lost my hair, I had scars on my face, I lost the use of my legs and almost had this amputated, and I had a colostomy. I know a lot of you know what that is also. But at that age, when all that happened, I had to have a vision and a plan to be able to execute my desired outcome. So I visualized myself walking again and living again and being happy and running and doing everything I wanted to do. So my legs, my skin grew back on my legs, and the colostomy was reversed. And I knew that with my faith, I could do anything I put my mind to. So with that same spirit, I choose to run for Ward 8 City Council because, again, my vision for Ward 8 is that we are the next new frontier. For everybody here, my goal is to improve the quality of life, whether that be education, healthcare, any opportunity you can think of, healthcare. We need to make sure that the leader is able to execute the desired outcome. So putting proper policy in place, legislation in place, make sure we have a budget, and hold people accountable for everything that's going on in Ward 8. So my idea for Ward 8, as far as returning citizens are concerned, we need to create a network within their network so they can hire from within, because you're always being discriminated against. So how do you create your own opportunities? You create from within. So anyway, I have lots of other ideas I want to be able to expose to you. But in the meantime, I will say to you, if you vote for me for your candidate, for your next elected leader, I promise to do everything I can and be committed to the process of making sure Ward 8 moves forward. Thank you so much.
My name is Leonard Watson Sr. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the committee who put this committee together. I don't know how they arrived at conclusions. I respect the protocols. My family grew up 20 years, 2770 Bruce Place. So I'm not new to this community. I'm not a Johnny-come-lately. I've been here in the trenches. A lot of them probably just come to this church for the first time in their life. But anyway, I was Murray Burr's first ex-offender coalition. I was the chairman of this coalition. I'm the one who brought Yango to the table. Yango, Tyrone Parker, Sidney Davis, Malik Farrakhan. I'm the one who brought them to the table at the City Council. We paved the way to create the Office of Ex-Offender Affairs that Charles Thornton sitting there right now. You're looking at the chairman who put all this together. And before the young brother here who was on the vanguard in terms of wooden turrets, I buried many of them before he was born. I buried many of them. My family lived 2770 Bruce Place for 20 years. Now I live 2437 Wagner Street. I didn't leave the community. You can walk through the alley. I remember this was precinct 115. They moved it to the 7th District Police Station. Because the seniors, when they built Knox Hill, a lot before they was born. I've been in the trenches, I know the rules. I'm the only one who has the qualifications to move this ward forward. I was on Marion Burr's first staff, the legislative staff, when he came home from prison. I was saying I was the first director of constituent services. I set the office up at 3720 MLK. I'm the one setting it up. I'm Housing Production Trust Fund 8-year member, former member ASCA BO1. When you look at IHOP and you look at Public House, you're looking at the person who signed the letters to build those establishments. I am the one who signed the letter to build the Woodland Terrace football stadium. You're looking at it. I'm number 3 on the ballot. I have more qualifications than all of them at this table.
So, before the candidates go in the back and pick their numbers with Brother Smoot, I'm gonna do a little bit of housekeeping. I didn't introduce my moderators. And how did I do that? First of all, we'll start with Miss Denise Rolock Barnes, who is the publisher of the Washington Informer newspaper. Miss Barnes was born in Washington, D.C. Her father, the great Dr. Calvin W. Rolock Sr., was the founder and editor of the Washington Informer, which she runs today. I'm not even gonna read from this. This sister has done so much for our community. And she has a newspaper that gets our news out, our stories out, our events out. And people don't know how hard it is to keep the black press alive. So let's give her a round of applause. She also has charities, the Washington Informer Charities, that does a lot in the community. And we just had a fantastic MLK parade. The best one ever. Y'all remember? Junkyard going down there, Brother Stewart running around crazy to make sure, and driving everybody else crazy to make sure everything go right. It was wonderful. We thank you for that. We thank you for keeping our culture alive and the spirit of Ward 8 alive. We really need more people like you. Also, Rock Newman. This brother, returned citizens in here know a little bit about Rock Newman, what he's done for our community. Always stepping up. I remember this brother keeping the doors of Ceasefire No Smoke, the brothers open so many times when they tried to shut it down. He stood up, didn't want no type of recognition or anything. He also helped people like Riddick Bowe. You know, a lot of us, when we get money, we commit suicide. Well, he made it so that young brother didn't go broke because he cared about it. And he understood, most of us don't understand financial literacy. So he laid that whole man's life out so even when he made mistakes, he could be all right. Rock also has helped start numerous young people I know start off with their own businesses and supported them. I think it's very important for our population to start understanding that the only thing we can do to empower ourselves is self-reliance. And if we don't have self-reliance and self-economics, we're in trouble. And we have to come together in this community right now and understand that as this community is changing. The diversity is going to come. And we have to decide if we're going to be a part of it. And we have to come together and do that. So, Rock, I'm not going to read your whole, you probably don't want me to read everything because everybody's going to be grabbing before you get out the door. So, but without further ado, can the candidates go? Oh, I'm sorry, Sandra C is in the candidate, 2-minute opening statement, you're late. 2-minute opening statement. You know you would do the same to me.
I love you, Ron. Hi, good evening, everybody. This is an emergency forum. Of course, I had something else planned, but I cut that short to make sure I didn't miss all of it. I'm S.S. Seegers. I've been in Ward 8 since 1969, graduate of Blue. I grew up in Southwest in Greenleaf Public Housing. So the things that we're facing now are some of the same things we were facing then. Afraid of being displaced from public housing. We have that going on now, like it was in the 60s. I don't want to see that happen. My thing is, if we were here for the bad and the ugly, we need to be here for the good. And the good is coming up. I don't want to see anybody homeless. I don't want to see anybody from public housing displaced. And displaced means they put you out when you don't want to go. I also want to see HUD Section 8 not being violated. if they build any project using federal funding, low-income people supposed to get the jobs. We need to enforce that. Even though it's federal, we need to enforce that. If you see something, say something. If you see there's a job in your area, call the council member, which will be me on April 29th. So call me on April 29th and let me know if they don't give me the job. Also, I have something called first payday loan. Oftentimes, you see a neighbor going to work. The next thing you know, 2 days later, he's not working. Oh, he's so lazy, he ain't working. No, he didn't have enough money to go to the job on that third day. So I have something called first payday loan, where I'm going to do it myself with 10% of my salary initially. If the program works, I'm going to put it in the budget. So you have transportation to get back and forth to work until you get paid. Once you get paid, you pay it back. If you don't pay it back, we're going to send the police after you. We're going to take you to small claims court. And we'll hunt you down until we get to $10.39. But I'm for the people. I'm for all the people on Ward 8. I don't want to see anybody displaced. Thank you.
Denise and I both very much would like to thank Ron for that, those kind introductions. I was born in Washington, D.C., and I actually grew up in the country, so I have some country boy sensibilities. I kind of try to look at things for what they are, and kind of deal with people for who they are and not who they say they are. And what I would like to do before you guys leave, while you're here, so that you can hear what I'm saying, and those who are not here, obviously they won't be able to hear what's being said. But returning citizens community, as you look at the people here who seek to represent you,